Listen to the 48 Hours podcast for shocking murder cases and compelling real-life dramas from one of television's most watched true crime shows. Go behind the scenes of each episode with award-winning CBS News correspondents and producers in Postmortem, a weekly deep dive. Listen to 48 Hours wherever you get your podcasts.
Inspired by the life of the savvy and ambitious Colombian businesswoman Griselda Blanco comes a new Netflix original limited series. Griselda tells the story of a devoted mother who, with her lethal blend of charm and relentless savagery, creates one of the most powerful cartels in history. Witness Sofia Vergara's captivating transformation into the godmother of the underworld. Griselda, now streaming only on Netflix.
Burn again, burn again, burn again, ABCs. Welcome to the Bare Naked ABCs. Michelle is still off on her trip to Venezuela, Guatemala. I don't know. She's on some kind of exchange trip in South America. Aaron is still angry with me for the whole Radiohead statement. Yeah. Last I heard, he's traveling the world gathering information to prove that Radiohead is the superior band. He's going to be going for a while. In the meantime, I'm not globetrotting, but we are doing our own American tour, having guests from around North America join us. This week, we have our friends, the Amateur Nerds. Can you introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Tyler Boudreau. I've been on this show before.
And I'm Chandra. I'm his sister. I have not, but I'm the other amateur nerd.
And they are from the Fantastic Mr. Fox Minute.
Yes, we finished that show. Now we're working on the Evil Podcast of Evil, our Dr. Horrible retrospective.
Now, wait, that's like, how long is that one show?
It is
It's like 4 mini episodes, right?
43 minutes and 3 acts. So, but we are not doing it in minute segments. We are doing it in slightly larger segments. Basically song length or so.
So you're going to get through this really quick.
Yes. It's our hiatus project.
Well, not as quick as we thought.
Now, see, I'm surprised you guys can do this because I got to say, if I ever tried to do a podcast with my brothers, I'm sure that it would have ended very badly, very quickly.
We've had some disagreements, but because we were away at college, or I've been away at college, and Chandra has been all over the place, and it's just been kind of a way for us to check in with each other and chat. So otherwise, we wouldn't talk.
So it's a good way to get yourselves to talk to each other.
Yeah,
basically.
While we're globetrotting.
While you're nice. Speaking of globetrotting, that is the song that we'll be covering tonight. Globetrot, off from 2015's Silver Ball. If you have not heard this song before, it's a great one to listen to while you're globetrotting in your car. So take a listen.
Globetrot, if that's what you gotta do. Don't stop till you make the best of you. Globetrot, 'cause I'm getting used to you. That cop, I did what I had to do.
I'm keeping that in, you know.
Yeah, sure.
So this song is by Ed, but it's had other parts added in by the rest of the band.
It's got a strong Kevin vibe.
It does.
I was just going to say, have you guys listened to the Spotify comments?
No.
Oh, the track by track on Spotify, I have not.
It is actually a really interesting track by track and Spotify comments. I recommend people go out. I know that I have missed it up until this point with the other songs that have been on this album. Also have missed it with the songs that were on the Grinning Streak album. I'll be covering it from this point on because I didn't realize it existed until tonight. Mm-hmm. As I was gathering more information for tonight's song, I was like, oh, wow, this exists. So all those commentary notes will be in there from here on out. So for this song, some interesting comments that they made on the Spotify comments. This one reminds Ed. Okay, I'm gonna try that again. Take 2.
No, Tracy, I'm gonna leave that in. So
I didn't tell anyone. Tyler is now editing our show from here on out.
What? Well, that makes sense because
I'm going to go Globetrot.
that makes sense. I'm editing our podcast now, so I
hey,
need something to edit.
Tracy, there are more of us than you now. I was gonna say we might as well just take over this podcast.
I am overrun right now.
We could just brand this. This could just go on our channel, Amateur Nerds.
Yeah. Who needs whatever podcast network you're on? Why don't you plug it so they don't feel bad?
Oh. Well, we're on the Filling the Void podcast network.
That's an excellent name.
Hey, if the Filling the Void podcast network wants the Amateur Nerds brand under their wing, they should let us know before we take over this show.
Hit us up.
Oh, okay. I'll let them know. Some interesting comments that Ed made. This song reminds Ed a lot of The Matter of Time, which he also wrote, but because of the wall of sound that's added into it and the soundscape that's created by all the other people in the band. And it's interesting that you mentioned Kevin because Ed really loves the melody that Kevin came up with at the beginning of the song that plays throughout the song. The do 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 do. Totally a Kevin creation. Ed was saying that he actually leaves spaces in his songs for Kevin and Jim to come up with great stuff, and that was one of the wonderful creations that Kevin was able to come up with for this song.
It's a collaborative process. Wild.
Yeah, imagine that. A band collaborating while they're writing.
No, that doesn't happen.
It's not like the late Beatles at all.
No.
Tyler also he wanted to do a shuffle with the percussion throughout this song, but he's like, it would have hurt him.
Oh, yeah, that's what when I was there with the band, yeah, I was like, yeah, guys, you got to do like a little bossa nova.
Yeah. The other Tyler, the drummer.
The one that you're not named after, Tyler.
Right.
Oh, okay.
No, when we met the band when we were really little, that was like one of the questions they asked us.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They were like, oh, he's named after us. And my parents were like, no.
Okay, so who was he named after?
It is my memory of the story that they were like, yeah, sure, just to make Tyler happy. Oh. They were like, yeah, he's named after you, just to kind of just play along.
Yeah.
I'm not actually named after anyone in specific, although people will suggest that I'm also named after Steven Tyler. I thought I had told this story on this podcast before, but maybe not.
You may have. I have, but as soon as an episode's done, once I've done editing it's
all gone. Yep. The anecdote is that my parents opened to a random page in a baby name book, and Tyler was the name they got. So
I thought you were the number one.
Oh, well, yeah. So they chose a random number, and my name was on that page.
That is an interesting way to choose a name.
Yep.
Of course, my parents just thought they named me after a football player, and I just growing up with the name Tracy wasn't a kind thing, so I thank my parents often about that one.
Like Sue.
Oh yeah.
Like Sue. Classic song too.
It is.
Yeah, can we talk about that song and not Globetrot?
Wow.
No, I actually like Globetrot.
I was gonna say this is gonna be an interesting discussion tonight.
Yeah, Globetrot is good. Do we have to plug for an Aaron breakdown, or are we not even getting that?
Aaron isn't here tonight, but he did send me his breakdown that I can read off. So here it is. And Globetrot. It's a 3.5-minute pop rock, kind of bouncy and peppy. It's got just the smallest touch of country sensibility and a really nice, quirky, happy-go-lucky synth line that I like quite a bit. It's very Ed. Globetrot was recorded at exactly 140 beats per minute in the key of G major. It has a 1-4-5 G, C, D centered chord progression, both in the verse and the chorus. The song really doesn't leave those 3 chords other than for passing chords. You hear the occasional implied B minor every now and then, which Makes sense since B minor is the diatonic to the key of G major, and throwing in the third every now and then will help establish the key a little more than just running on 1-4-5 treadmill. But, to be fair, that is more or less. So the progression goes like this. Intro, which is a vamping on G, verse 1, A, chorus, B, but really more or less a repeat of the chords that we hear in A, verse 2, A, chorus, B, bridge of sorts, C. Here is where the only major musical change occurs. So we go to a D, G, C progression, which one could argue might be a change to a relative minor of G major, which would be E minor, but I don't think it does because we land on neither E nor B, and the C really sounds like a perfect fourth, ready to resolve back to G. So rather than a key change, I think it just stands out because we are deviating slightly from the 1-4-5 action of the rest of the song with a 5-1-4 section. But again, as you can hear, it's really still those three chords. Then verse 3A, chorus B, and then the end. So A, B, A, B, C, A, B. Pretty much sitting right where pop songs of yesteryear were trying to be, which fits the song length and chord progression as well. Now, I've said it time and again here on this show, there is nothing wrong with simplicity. And more rock and pop and country and blues songs than anyone could ever count have been written, which have been either centered around or composed entirely of the 1-4-5 chord progression. So I want to make it clear that I am not haranguing or disparaging the song for staying within the bounds of 1-4-5, which pretty much entirety of the song. But it would be disingenuous to me to claim that it didn't feel a little samey and plodding because of it. It doesn't really go anywhere. It's like the song sits comfortably in its house. The bridge sounds like a slightly different look from the same place, so maybe it's walking over to the window to gaze longingly out and imagine what it would be like to have a 6 or a 2 chord. Having said all that, I honestly can't help but nod my head to this one. Ed's earnest vocals are always compelling, and Kevin plays some fantastically quirky and endearing keyboard lines on this one. Ultimately, I went back and forth on what to give Globetrot for a rating. I finally settled on the middle of the road 2.5 continents out of 5. It's a very unassuming sort of song. There is a kind of sweet sincerity about which I think it elevates it slightly above what it was otherwise, and that's the magic of B&L. I like it about as much as I like Best Damn Friend, even though they have quite different sounds. It's simple, but it works. I'm not sure I would seek it out with any regularity, but I certainly wouldn't skip it if it came on Spotify while I was driving it. And now that I think about it, it would make a very good driving song, both in its tranquil pacing and its traveling theme. Now I want to go watch the Harlem Globetrotters. I know. I've done my research.
Whoa.
I know that this song is 74 beats per minute.
Whoa.
Guaranteed.
Wow. That is so much more music than I know.
I thought about just like manually trying to figure out what the BPM was, but then I was doing something else, so I didn't do that.
I'll admit that I cheated because on the appearance for tonight, they show. Well, I'm going to throw things off tonight and do things a little different. The appearance for tonight is in the studio webisode that they did for this album. So they put up a bunch of webisodes for this album. And on the one that's called In the Studio, it's about Tyler and him playing the percussion in the background. And for about 3 seconds on the screen, there's a quick camera grab of the liner note or probably not a liner note, but the notes that Tyler has for this song, which is each song and the beats per minute as it's broken down. So I now can say definitively exactly how many beats per minute it is for every song on this album. By the way, Aaron has had it right for every song so far. So I gotta give it to him. Like, he does it without the cheat. I went with the cheat.
It's not cheating you. You're smartly using your resources.
I guess the layout of this song is you got kind of like something that you've talked about before on this show is what makes this song really good is the bridge. Like, you got your verse, chorus, then they go into the bridge, and they go verse, chorus, bridge, or something like that. I don't remember the exact layout. But the bridge is good in this song. A Steveless bridge.
Verse, chorus, verse, bridge. Verse.
Yep. And then back to the chorus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the breakdown by Chandra.
Oh, yeah. I just looked it up by lyrics.
Who needs Aaron anymore?
I don't know music. I just look it up.
Aaron, you're on note. Yeah, I really like the bridge on this song. It's different. It takes a very different direction. It doesn't kind of stick to the same kind of thing. I'm going to say that it takes a key change in there. Don't know for sure. I'm not a musician, but it does have a completely different feel the rest of the song, and I like that in here.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a key change, but there's definitely some sort of like chord augmentation or something.
So what's your opinion, guys, of the music of this song? I'll come in with mine a little bit, but I really want to hear from you guys. What do you think about the music on this song?
Mr. Music, you go first.
Ooh, are you saying I'm the music man?
I mean, you're more music than I am.
Oh, well, there's trouble in this city.
But there's not 76 trombones on this song.
Oh, no. I like I said, I think the bridge works. It's not real. Like, this song, it's an album track. It's not a single. It's not a bop or a jam. It's just kind of like a for the audience at home, I did a little shoulder head wiggle. Like you just kind of groove along to it.
It's nice
yes,
and
Chandra?
mellow. I like how mellow it is, and I just vibe with it. Like, it's good vibes. I like the bridge a lot. I think that makes it stand out, and also the little doo-doo-doo-doo thing at the beginning.
I want more than ever before. I want way beyond satisfaction. In this case, you know the less isn't more. And I can't wait to see your reaction.
It's
yeah,
just
and the doo-doo-doo-doo solo.
It's kind of just fun and, like, chill, and it's just a good time. It's a nice, and like, moment.
It crescendos well to the end. Mm-hmm. Ed gives it a solid, I did what I had to do, and then, like, they ride it out. Like if they played this live, like it wouldn't be the song that everyone, like, sings along to, but I'm sure they would nail it. Is like,
oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't think we've ever seen this one live. I know we've seen a bunch of Silver Ball. Because they didn't, when they were doing Last Summer on Earth, they didn't perform this song. I'm pretty sure.
when we saw them when they were specifically doing the Silver Ball tour, they didn't.
I was just going to look it up.
Yeah, I've never seen them do this song, I think.
Out of the last 5 tours, I've been to 4 of them, and I've never seen them do it. And I'm pulling it up now, because they do change their set list depending upon each city that they're in.
Back in the Play Everywhere for Everyone days, they made it a point to play all of the songs in their repertoire throughout the tour.
But not on this tour.
Yeah, they don't. Well, they don't do that anymore because they don't play. They're not going to play a random Steve song, but they do occasionally play Steve songs, which I appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they've only played this song 5 times since it came out.
Wow,
which is pretty amazing. Like, this song came out in 2015, so it's 4 years old, and they've played it 5 times in those 4 years.
But I think Tyler brings up the point. It's just an album. Like, it's just an album track. It's not anything special. And where they have so many big songs to choose from when they're performing live, and they also do those wicked fun, like, mashups, covers. They get that really high energy moment towards the end of the night, that it makes sense that they're not going to play just kind of a mellow, chill, pleasant song.
And if they were... They could play Passcode or Tired of Fighting with You. Like, if they wanted to do a deep cut, they could do one, like, and Narrow Streets is like a gym song. Like, there's no reason to do a deep cut album track Ed song when you could give other people a chance to shine, or do Silver Ball or Duct Tape Heart, or
and it's even not their best deep cut. Like, you could go with a million other deep cuts that Ed has written, or that any of the other band has written.
Yeah, play same thing, or am I the only one? That's what I say.
Yeah, exactly. Or For You. Like, they don't play For You that much anymore, but it's an amazing tune.
Oh, they play For Me all the time.
In your own backyard?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's not normal, you know. Like, how do you make that happen?
Well, you see, I have this gun.
Wow, this show got dark quick.
See, Tyler and I aren't actually related. It's fine.
I'm hoping that it turns... I hope it turns sci-fi real quick and it's a gun that makes people suddenly appear. Rather than, like when we get to the other songs, like where... Of course, now my brain's freezing on it, but the song where he makes people disappear in line using the gun.
Oh, it's at the end of Stunt.
Some Fantastic.
Oh, Some Fantastic is one
Yes.
is my favorite Bare Naked Ladies song.
I love that song.
I can't stand
so
to wait in
much.
line long, so I built a new machine. It just measures up the distance and then eliminates the folks between. Yeah.
It's the folks between. What a dark lyric. Well, I can't wait to get to that song.
I love that song.
That I think.
Can we talk about that song tonight instead of this one?
We are.
For real though, I think
I would much rather.
Some Fantastic is if not the best Bare Naked Ladies song, perhaps the quintessential Bare Naked Ladies song.
I could see that. I might go along with that.
Yeah.
It's definitely up there.
Definitely a song that is a highlight of the Persuasions album. Even though they fail to do some important harmonies in the song. All right. Yeah, Globetrot.
You know
How
what's
about
something
that?
that's really fantastic, though? Is I find it really interesting that... So, they only played this 5 times. You would think those 5 times would be on the tour after they wrote this song.
It wasn't on Last Summer on Earth?
It was, just not that last summer.
Well, yeah,
on
Chandra,
Earth.
they've done multiple last summer
I
on
know,
Earth
but-
tours. That's the joke.
Yeah, no, I know.
They will be on Last Summer on Earth tour until the end of the Earth at this point.
Great.
They did all of them in 2018.
All right. Good for them.
And they literally did them all in the same month. And 4 of the 5 of them they did in the same week. So they did it on June 1st.
In 1
June
week?
2nd, in 1 week. So they did it on June 1st, June 2nd, June 3rd, June 7th in 2018. And then they took a few weeks off and did it on June 26th, and they haven't done it again since.
Maybe they were trying it out that week, and then they were like, nah, and then they came back to it a couple weeks later, like, yeah, let's give it one last shot, and then they were like, nah,
Nope.
and then...
It didn't really play to the audience. They weren't really into it.
Do you see where it was played? I wonder, where they would have tested it.
They tested it in Minnesota, Montana, Iowa, Idaho, and Philadelphia.
Okay. So Philadelphia
Yeah.
was probably the last big shot, kind of.
Let's really give it a good go. No.
Yeah. Wait, but I want to go back to me holding up Bare Naked Ladies to play for them, to play for me. Do you know the bootlegs for the Play Everywhere for Everyone tour? The concert-going etiquette tips reel that they play?
No.
There's a little joke where there's 2 guys in the audience chatting, and one of them says which one of the guys in the band is your favorite? And the other guy says, I like Ed. And he's like, oh yeah, I like Tyler. And then the other guy says, well, I met Ed at a mall once in Minnesota, and we're in love and we're going to get married. But I think Steve's getting in the way in our love, and I'm going to have to do something about that.
Wow. Do you know what city that was off from?
That was a little pre-recorded tape that they would play during a break they would take from playing at every concert in the tour.
Okay, gotcha. I don't remember that. Not that it didn't happen, but I don't remember that. I was on that tour. Well, I wasn't on that tour. I went to one of the concerts on that tour. I wish I was on that tour.
Well, yeah, all those bootlegs on Spotify, I just listened to them all, so...
That's all he listens to.
That's actually a really great way to get some of these really old ones, though. Some of the deep, deep cuts.
Well, until they uploaded the deluxe edition of Stunt onto Spotify, that was actually the only version of She's on Time that you could listen to.
And now we can get it.
Yes.
I don't... I know you guys liked the synth. I didn't like the synth. Ed loved the synth. I did not like the synth on this song. And it's not the melody that Kevin's playing. It's just the tone that he's using, the sound effect that he is using on the synth. I don't like the sound of it. It immediately irritated me when I listened to this song.
That just sounds like a you problem.
That it is a me problem. I totally admit it. This whole show isn't a me problem. So
you don't have to do the show, Tracy. We can take over.
I don't know. I've already scared off Aaron. I've scared off Michelle. I'm the only original member left at this point.
So can you really say it is?
It's not really Bare Naked ABCs anymore, but we're just keeping the name because I really enjoy doing it and going back over our old stuff.
It's like a few years ago at the concert venue we work at, the band Rat came, but the only original member left was the drummer, and so people were like, "What? Who? What?"
It's not Rat. It's like when you go to see Styx and there's like one member of Styx left playing.
What was the other one, Chandra? Tesla?
Yeah, well, Tesla's
Tesla.
one like that. And then I was thinking there's Lettuce, I think, is like that too. And then the Beach Boys are basically like that now. Because one of them can only play for like 2 songs and then the other one plays for a little bit. But like it's basically a cover band at this point.
Would you say that Lettuce has wilted?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Is Tesla the one where there's like an argument over who has the name of the band? So there's just like 2 different Teslas touring.
I'm not sure.
There's a band like that. There's like a prog rock band like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it's Tesla or not.
It did happen with Styx at one point too. Like like the lead singer left and then like said that he couldn't sing anymore, and then as soon as they started touring, got upset, and so he started touring under the same name. So you had 2 bands the same night playing 2 different venues, both called Styx.
Hey, speaking of Styx, Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto, King of Bedside Manor, Bare Naked Ladies, there we got us back.
You brought us around, thank you. Speaking of lyrics, why don't we talk about the lyrics of this song?
Gotta be honest, I did not look up the lyrics of this song.
See, I can weave it a little bit there.
I did. I looked them up.
Thank you, Conda.
I got you. No, well, it's one of those things. I like the Bare Naked Ladies because I can usually understand most of their lyrics, like listening to it just normally. But sometimes it does help to look it up just to like, hey, did I miss anything? Is there any like sweet harmonies that someone's joking in something in here? And I mean, this song was pretty straightforward in terms of like what I could hear, but it's also like, it's kind of sweet. It's kind of nice. It's pleasant-ish. Like it matches the vibe. Like the lyrics are low stakes.
Are the lyrics about anything?
Low stakes lyrics for a low stakes song.
Yeah, I have to say, like, I'm a lyrics person. I like the music for the music, but I also like to listen to the lyrics, as you know. And like, this one didn't do it for me with the lyrics. So we get a song that's, I guess, about. It's just a really weird analogy. I guess he's trying to say that he's tending to a store that tending to a store is like tending to a relationship, and why put the energy into it if you're going to destroy it all? But then the analogy falls apart, and he starts talking about getting held up, minding the store, and then her opening the door, and I don't know. It sounds like we have a relationship where the person's leaving the relationship to go globetrot, but it keeps coming back. But that's why he's getting used to it. I don't know what he's trying to say with this song.
This is something I've been thinking about recently. As listeners might know, I have a famous don't care about lyrics stance, and I think not only do I. It's not. I guess it's not that I don't care about lyrics. I think it's that I like nonsense lyrics, and I think this is part of my upbringing. A lot of my favorite bands have nonsense lyrics. I was listening to The Killers recently, and The Killers lyrics don't make any sense. Somebody told me that you had a boyfriend that looked like the girlfriend that I had in February of last year. That means nothing.
And yet I understand it perfectly.
Unless it's super progressive and like super accepting of people on the LGBTQIA+ community.
Yes.
But
The rest of the song doesn't make much sense to me, but that line totally makes sense to me.
things like that and Beck and Bare Naked Ladies.
Weird Al.
Like stuff like that. Like, yeah, I just take it like it's like it's a challenge to sing along to because the lyrics don't actually mean anything. That's like an added bonus.
Well, that's totally 1 week down and out right there. Lyrics
Got to get a set of better clubs.
The kind with tiny nubs?
Yeah, so my iron's not always flying off the backswing.
I can't wait to hit that one either. That's gonna. I think my brain will probably melt out my ears that week.
Who are you gonna get as a guest on 1 week? You gonna like really go all out?
I don't know, because I've had like 8 people now request that song, so I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do that week.
Super episode.
I might just take the week off. I'll let you guys come in. I'll let you guys run the show that week.
Absolute chaos where we live.
What more could be said about 1 week? Like,
Oh, probably a lot. That's gonna be like a super 3-hour episode probably at this point.
hey,
But if we don't get back on track, we're gonna take about a week to discuss this song. So we should probably get back to this song.
Hey.
This song, like, it starts off with bad grammar. I'll overlook bad grammar in a song sometimes, and especially usually if Steven's
wait, what is
singing
it? What are you saying? What is the bad grammar?
Doesn't matter any of it happened before.
Doesn't matter, any of it happened before.
There's a if.
It's missing if.
There's an if missing. Ed, one syllable. You're missing there, and if the sentence falls apart without it. Now, my English teachers right now are probably ready to kill me because I don't remember what part of a sentence that is. But an if is necessary there. It just doesn't sound right.
It's like a conditional conjunction.
Sure.
I think the colloquial nature of the line though, it's in the same use of ain't. When people use ain't, it's not grammatically correct, but it has like a colloquial nature to it that you can still comprehend what the person is saying. I skip a lot of words when I talk sometimes, and I don't realize it until after. But people still get what I'm saying.
That one, for some reason, just really grated on my nerves.
Grinds your gears.
And maybe that's right. It grinds my gears. Maybe it's because Kevin already upset me with the tune and the sound that was coming out of his synth. But then, doesn't matter. Any of it happened before.
Tracy, you're just drinking the haterade tonight.
I am. I don't actually hate this song, but there are certain things in it that really kind of got me not liking certain pieces of this. By the way, whoever put the lyrics up online, I went through, rewrote the lyrics, submitted them for all of the different websites because I was so irritated that all the lyrics kept being wrong throughout this song on every website that I went to go look it up. And I'm like, it's not that hard, guys. It's right here in the liner notes. Just take the liner notes and type them up. Like, it's not that hard. Not to mention, it's not that hard if you listen to the song to hear the correct lyrics.
I think there's some good lyrical stuff in the bridge, like, I want more than ever before, I want way beyond satisfaction. In this case, you know that less isn't more. I can't wait for your reaction. There are lines that don't mean anything in a way that I like.
So is that your favorite line of the song?
I mean, I can't... There might be another line of the song that I like better, but that's the one that's jumping out in my brain right now.
What were you, Chandra?
Favorite line in the... Oh, gosh. I'm looking at the lyrics now, and I'm like... I like some of the imagery of some of them, like whispering secrets into megaphones. I think that's a fun, concept.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That was my favorite one. Like, every time I heard the song, that one just popped out at me every time because of the imagery that it creates.
I do like the bridge, though. I don't know if it's, got reminiscence of Elvis' Little Satisfaction, and then it's this demanding nature to it that doesn't exist in the rest of the song, and it's just, the impact and combination of the music and the lyrics together really make the bridge stand out. But I think Whispering Secrets into Megaphones out of the rest of the song. We just keep talking about the bridge, so I wanted to bring in another part.
I know. I like that it's like when you're looking down from this spectacular drone. That's a really kind of cool line that's in there. And the way he sings it comes across really beautifully as well. So here's the line that really kind of, once again, got me. Same line as from last week's song. So last week's song had the line from Give It Back to You. Out of everyone, I should have known. That's what it was last week. This week, it's anyone with half a mind would have known. So again, he's like really kind of like everyone should know. Like anyone that's smart should have known that this was going to happen. He kind of keeps coming back to this like beating up on himself kind of thing. It's weird that we've had two songs in 2 weeks about this.
What?
I don't have a lot to say about this song lyrically either, though.
It's been 2 weeks. Weird. Yeah, it's almost like it's an average song.
Yeah, you're gonna hit songs like this.
The pleasures of doing an alphabetical podcast. But that's when you get fun guests who do fun tangents. Yeah.
The Tubi people outside of car washes?
It works really. It looks like one of those like wonderful air things that kind of moves his arms.
For the audience at home, I'm making fun arm movements like I'm a fun mom.
Yeah, I think it more looks like that.
A wacky inflatable arm
really
tube
wish
man.
this was a visual podcast right now.
Yeah, that's a favorite.
You're just gonna have to imagine this.
Yeah.
Yes, non-visual medium, real rough. That's the only physical comedy I can
Solid.
do.
I'm missing it. I'm bummed.
If you do want to see me act, though, come to my shows last weekend after this records. I'm doing some Harry Potter sketches.
I'm telling you that it's going to be really good in the past.
Well, yeah. Well, it's in the future when we record this, but it's in the past when we release it. So
Right. So it's going to have been really good.
yeah, it was great. You guys, yeah, you missed it. Live comedy from
So-
Tyler Boudreau.
I guess the one other bit to try and like wrap my brain around this imagery in the song is just the mention of bad cop in the chorus. The chorus is like weird. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with the rest of the song in terms of imagery, like structure. I don't know. He does say bad cop.
Does he say bad cop? That's what I thought he was saying, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, he does say bad cop.
Well, the background singers do.
The last line of the chorus. Yeah.
I did what I had to do. That makes him a bad cop, I guess. Once again, an analogy
like
that doesn't quite
Mic drop.
work.
If you don't know what the song holistically is talking about,
Right.
where does a bad cop fit in?
Well, in each verse...
Maybe it's Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans.
Each verse is like telling a completely different story in this, and then the bridge is telling a completely different story.
Yeah, that's just...
And the chorus doesn't tie it together.
I have a whose line is it anyway laissez-faire approach to it. To paraphrase Drew Carey, the words do not matter.
Yep.
If you listen to the song thinking the words don't matter, it's not a bad song.
Yeah, that's
If you listen to it to get a story out of it, you're going to be sitting there scratching your head all week.
I mean,
yeah.
other than like Tonight is the Night I Fell Asleep at the Wheel, what Bare Naked Lady song actually tells like a full story that you're like, yes, I understand, and all of these lines go together and are nice and clean.
Yeah, like even War on Drugs, one of their songs with the strongest messages, is a bit of a mixed metaphor.
I will say Conventioneers tells a full story. I say that Elf's Lament tells a full
Oh,
story.
well, Elf's Lament is an all-time great song.
Absolutely, like
Right.
number one song of all time.
The Flag tells a pretty clear story.
Oh, that was an episode I was on. Well, we spent 20 minutes deciding if she died or not at the end, though. So is it completely clear, Tracy?
Depends on who you talk to. It's clear. It's just a matter of whose direction you want to head.
Well, it's the difference between poetry and prose. Like, poetry is about imagery and emotional instances, as opposed to something more prosaic, which is about telling a narrative with a beginning, a middle, and an end. Songs often ride that middle ground between the two.
I would say this one is completely just poetry with no prose.
Might as well be Subterranean Homesick Blues in your head.
Well, why don't we put some numbers to this? Because I have nothing more to add about this song unless you guys have some stuff you'd like to add about this.
No, the ratings seem good to me.
All right. So, are you familiar with our rating system, Chandra?
Vaguely, I have heard one of the episodes Tyler guested on, and that was a while ago.
Okay. We do a 0 to 5
Cool.
5 is excellent, best song ever, probably in your top 100 of all time songs. 0 is, well, it is absolute mush that you wish had never been created. And we try to put a label to it. So this week's label is going to be continents. So how many continents do we give this song? Now, I know there's 7 continents in the world, but let's face it, North America and Australia don't really count. So
Wait, why doesn't North America count?
I agree.
just because I have to create controversy somewhere, and why not cause it at home?
We're not globetrotting if we're going to North America because we're from North America.
Exactly.
And we shouldn't go to Antarctica because it hurts the environment to visit there.
Well, I said Australia just because it has all those spiders that I want nothing to do with, so it doesn't count.
Nah,
Okay.
I want to go to Australia.
Yeah.
Anything that's bigger than my head that can eat my head, I don't want to be near it.
Fair enough.
So-
So 0 to 5 continents.
0 to 5 continents. How many continents do you give this? I'm going to hand it to you first, Tyler, to give Chandra a little bit of time to kind of think over it.
Oh boy. I was thinking about just giving this one a good old 3.
All right. 3 continents.
3 continents. I'm gonna say Europe, Asia, and Africa.
I'll go with that. All right. Well, I'll go with... Do you feel ready, Chandra, or should I go?
Are decimals allowed is my question.
Yes. We have gone all the way down. As of last week, we've gone all the way down to the 1000th place.
That's too many.
So...
Oh, Tracy, I haven't done this on this podcast. I'm gonna give this song Pi Continents.
Is there a No, wait, how... I can't put that into the computer. It's going to break the computer.
Well, just put 3.14159355897523046264. Most of that was right.
I'm going to fact check that later on while I'm editing this.
Tyler used to do that as part of a gig.
I'm going to put a big buzzer in there where you got it wrong.
Please do.
Just every single one you get wrong.
No, so Tracy, what that does is next time you're comparing songs, you're like, oh, it's slightly above this, slightly below this. Having the longer decimal points is actually going to put that slightly above or slightly below something in an interesting way.
That's true.
But also, it's just a totally arbitrary amount that I added to it just to screw you. So,
and it will mess me up good.
So you're welcome, I guess.
But I am.
You just like to make my life more difficult. But you understand, as you take over this show, you get the spreadsheet now.
You would bequeath the spreadsheet unto me?
I would.
Thanks.
He's speechless.
So 3.2 is where I'm feeling.
3.2.
Yeah, I'm vibing at
All right.
3.2. It's like slightly better. I think the bridge just takes it just over a little bit.
It's slightly
the
better than pi.
It's the bearing straight. It's got the bearing straight involved, so it connects us.
Oh, there we go.
Got it. So
And it's slightly better than pie. It depends on what type of pie you're talking about, Tyler.
yeah.
Oh.
Like if you're talking about meat pie,
Like a
then
quiche?
probably totally. A quiche? I
Yeah.
don't know. Is a quiche really a pie?
Yeah. It's a crust with a filling. Cause then
But so is a tart.
We're not
tart
okay.
pie.
As much as I love debating whether or not a hot dog is a sandwich, we're not doing this right now. Tracy, what would you rate this song?
Should I? Okay. I'm going to be the hater of the week this week.
That's the problem, deal with angry people. They try to go it alone, digging in and making cranky feeble pleas that other angry disown.
I think this is a really mediocre song. I listen to it. I'll put it on my playlist for like when I'm out shoveling, but I'm not paying attention to it. And if I'm paying attention to it, I'm going to switch it. So it's a 2.5. Right there in the bare minimum.
It's still average.
Yeah, that's about how I feel about the song. It's about average.
Nothing like some
Sorry,
average content for your listeners.
Aw, yeah.
So, where can people find you?
Physically, emotionally, spiritually.
After this song?
I will be in bed after this.
Well, you can catch me
Emotionally,
last
where will you
week
be after
live.
having talked about this song.
So
Go ahead,
you can
Tyler,
find us
sorry.
on the internet. We are on the
Where on the internet? It's a pretty big
We are
place.
on the Twitter at Amateur Nerds. And then Tyler is also on the Twitter.
Yes, at Tyler Boudy, TylerBoudy.
We have our podcast, Fantastic Mr. Fox Minute, which is complete, or the Evil Podcast of Evil, which will come out eventually. We're both in school. Life is really hard.
Keep your
And
ear to
the-
the grindstone. It'll pop up.
Oh, yeah. And then our next full movies podcast will be for High School Musical.
Ooh.
Wildcat Minute.
Get your head in the game.
I am looking forward to hearing about that. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Tyler
Can
is...
you make it through the whole thing?
I've never
I
seen
can.
it, so this is the question.
Will Tyler survive the Wildcat Minute?
I
Hopefully.
mean, it has Zac Efron in it.
Oh, I do love Zephron.
I'm trying to think of the... Oh,
Next week's episode.
no.
Were you trying to get his reference?
No. Oh.
Other movies?
Mellow Yellow.
What
The
about
song
it?
Mellow Yellow. I'm just mad about Zaffron.
By Donovan.
By Donovan. That's right.
I like that. I'm just mad about Zephron. Yeah, that's good.
See? Exactly. See? It was going to bother me until I put the two things together, and I was just
Pretty
like,
solid.
oh, it's driving me nuts. Where'd it come from?
Zephron's
All right,
mad
well-
about me.
Thank you, guys. I want to throw out real quickly a thank you to our Facebook community. Thank you to the wonderful people on Facebook and Twitter, especially Tyler Harper, Eric Butterworth, and Tim Jar, and Tom Caldwell, who actually made me laugh out loud this week, which also sounds a lot like doves crying. Tim started us with the oddest way. He actually joined us on the April Fool's Day episode last year where we talked about the non-existent Buddy Holly. And obviously that was not one of our better episodes since the song isn't really a real song. But he stuck with us for a few more episodes afterwards, and Tim, we're really glad you stuck with us. Eric started with the first episode and is working his way through the catalog, so it's going to be a while before he hits this one. But we're hoping that you really still enjoy it, even though I drove Aaron and Michelle off for a little bit. Hopefully they'll be back soon. Well, guys, it's the end of the episode. I do need to shut down the studio. You guys have a long flight home, so go home. Have a good night. Thanks for joining us.
If you need her, you should be there.
You know, this place gets kind of quiet and spooky after you guys have left. I'm feeling a little alone. I guess I'll go home too. Join us
Instead of
next
whining
week
and moaning.
Yeah, instead of whining and moaning, I'm just gonna go home. I gotta go check on my horse.
Oh, is Go Home the song next week?
Yeah, the Go Home's the song for
Oh,
next
okay.
week.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to think of what it was, but that yeah, thank you. We'll be discussing
Maybe you
that
should
next
drive home.
week. Or take a plane.
Did I get that? Is it on Maybe You Should Drive, or is it on the other one, Born on a Pirate Ship?
No, it's on Stunt.
Go Home is not on Stunt.
It's on Stunt. Stunt.
Get out of town.
All right, you're gonna make me pull it out now and look and see. Oh no, I messed it up. It's on Maroon.
Oh, it is on Maroon. Wild.
Those are the two that I listened to the most in college, and so they get blended together in my mind.
Oh, yeah.
So
I was like, no heckin' way is it on Stunt.
how dare you blaspheme! Thank you guys very much. Thank you, Chandra, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome back anytime that Tyler is coming back. You're a wonderful person to have on, and you can actually talk lyrics with me. So
Yeah.
that's actually nice.
Okay.
Yeah, next time you get a song with lyrics, just have Chandra. Don't have me.
Really, he's useless for that.
He does a good job of talking about music, though, and I'm not good with that part. So it compliments
we can
a
keep.
little bit.
Yeah, keep him for some stuff, not everything.
Aw.
Do go out and listen to these guys.
Yeah, I'm really only good at causing chaos.
That's all you're good at.
That's always good.
But yeah, thanks, Tracy, for having us.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I don't know how to finish this. I guess just go home.
Wrap it
Go
up.
home, you're drunk.
Thanks, that was fun.
Thanks, that was fun. Don't forget, no regrets, except maybe one.
To celebrate joining Pantheon Podcasts, Rock Camp, the podcast, the official podcast of Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp, is giving away a guitar signed by Mike Portnoy of Dream Theater, Marty Friedman, formerly of Megadeth, and legendary shredder Zakk Wylde, plus our rockstar counselors like Vinny Appice, Monty Pittman, and more. To enter to win, simply follow, rate, and review our podcast on your preferred platform, and that's all you have to do. For more information, go to rockcamp.com/podcast.